Hey there, and welcome to our channel, where every day is an adventure waiting to be shared. I'm Manda, and together with Dan and Aria, we explore, capture, and most importantly, enjoy every moment together. Join us on this incredible journey around the globe. In this week's episode, we continue our Scottish adventures. We take a big day trip to the Highlands to see the Harry Potter Jacobite Train, where we break down for 6 hours. We then head to Edinburgh to explore for a day, stopping at the world's largest equine sculptures and the Falkirk Wheel on the way. Let the journey begin.
Hello, we're in Aberfoyle, where we're staying, is the Scottish Wool Centre. There's paddocks of different breeds of sheep, and I didn't know there were so many different breeds of sheep. And we wandered past the other day, and today we're just having a bit of a down day, so we decided to come and check it out a bit more. There's a full shop here. They actually do like
pop up and you can watch them feed.
They do a talk about the breeds of sheep and why and how and all of those sorts of things. And there's particular sheep they do on the hills, and there's particular sheep they do on the lower areas, and it's really cool and really informative. And it's free to watch the show and then have a look at a pat of the sheep around the paddocks. And the farmer has just come out to feed the ones around here. So he's got all these paddocks. I think it's like 5 or so different paddocks of different sheep, and they've got like signs and stuff of which breeds and things like that. And also with the show, they talk about the sheepdogs, the border collies, and how they use them. And he actually uses the border collie to round up ducks through an obstacle course, which is really cool to see. Yeah, a local guy that owns a farm just up the road. Tell me all about that just then.
I asked the man I was feeding and getting all the animals into their places, and what does with feeding.
Yeah, you asked him what?
To help him feed some of them over here, and then it turned out to help all of it. I got chicken ducks into their house. I helped feed the sheep. I got the sheep into the paddock.
You got the water for some of them.
I got the water for some of them.
And you had to round up the big rams, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was that fun?
Yeah. That was my treat for today.
And what are you going to be when you grow up?
Maybe a farmer.
Maybe a sheepdog.
A sheepdog. Hello there. Good morning. Tired this morning. Up the earliest we've been up in a long time. The alarm went off at 6:30 this morning because we are on a mission. Got about a 3-hour drive to the Glenfinnan. I was like Glenfinnan Viaduct. Because we're aiming to see the Harry Potter train cross over the viaduct.
Jacobite train.
Yeah. Jacobite steam train. It's meant to cross over at 10:35 this morning. That's its usual time to cross. It's actually been not running for the last month or so, and it's back up and running conveniently for us because this was the day we were going to come up and see it. But they're only doing the morning session, not the afternoon, which means we had to be up here and up and early because it's 3-hour drive plus a 20-minute walk to look at apparently. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, so far it's been a beautiful drive, forest and lochs, and we're stuck behind some trucks, which is affecting my time of arrival. We'll show you some Harry Potter things today.
Yeah. This is the furthest north we're coming in Scotland on this trip. We decided to stay further south, where accommodation was still more reasonable. So in Aberfoyle, where we are, and we decided we'd just do one long day trip up to the north to the islands and things like that. At the moment, we're really leaning towards coming back with the motorhome.
Yes.
Next year for a month or two, because there's
so many nooks and crannies and
they
beautiful
actually
areas.
allow free camping and wild camping.
Yeah.
For the most part, there's only one area that's no, you have to have a permit, but even the permit's £3 a night,
Which is actually reasonable.
which is reasonable.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to pay that. That's great.
So that's what we're leaning towards doing. It's nice, been nice in our apartment. It's nice staying in the little village of Aberfoyle.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed it. But we think next year we might come back with a motorhome.
Yeah. And we're actually really loving Scotland. Again, the weather's not brilliant, but it hasn't been bad. Today's cloudy and whatever, and it's meant to clear up, but, it hasn't been miserably raining, but I think we're actually preferring this over England a little bit because of the nature aspect. It's got elevation, it's got lakes, it's got forests, it's got little towns and villages. It feels really quite versatile. Is that right?
It's more like Germany, bits of wild left.
Yeah, bits of wild left, not just farms. That's the way to sum it up, I think. And yes, that definitely there's area of just farm, but for us, we love the wild. So the waterfalls, the lakes, the walks, the forests, that sort of stuff.
You can get a lot of that in England. It's just not the same.
It's just not quite the same. It feels like there's one little pocket of a waterfall with a town, and I don't know. I feel like you just feel a bit more free here. So it's kind of more feels like more our place.
Because you can pull over and do a wee on the bushes without anyone hitting you up trying to start a fight with you.
I don't think we ever told them about that. That was a fun story of a day in England. That was southern area. So we made it to the Glenfinnan Viaduct. There was an accident on the way and really slow trucks and kind of felt like everything was against us. When we originally left, we had about 25 minutes spare, which allowed for sort of 20 minutes for the walk to the good lookout. But yeah, things just kept sort of piling on, adding the minutes. And then when we've got here, the car park is full. Police officers are driving along angrily, telling people not to park here and not to park there. And anyway, so there's barely any parking. So what's happened is I've gone past, found a spot to turn around, gone back to the main car park and information centre area thing, the main spot, dropped Daniel and Aria off because I was driving, and then I've come to find a car park. I'm a mile down the road. Daniel's got the car key because it was in his pocket. So it's kind of just one of those everything's against us moments. So I can't lock the car. Anyway, so I could keep driving to a point, but then as soon as I had stopped, I couldn't turn it off. Or if I did turn it off, I can't turn it on, and I can't lock it. So instead, the original plan was I'll drop it here. I'll walk. He and Aria will see the Harry Potter train go across the bridge and the viaduct, and I will just go down and see the viaduct. Now that I can't lock the car, I can't. So I'm just standing here. I just spoke to Daniel. He's got a viewpoint. He sent me a photo. It looks really cool. So I hope they enjoy that moment. And he and Aria will have to walk back to me at the car because I can't come to get them now that I've turned it off and it won't lock. I can't restart it. Anyway, what can you do? So pieces of advice. You have to be here early, apparently an hour. The car park fills up an hour before the train, which is crazy. I guess it probably doesn't help that the train hasn't been running either, and it's only running this morning. It's not doing the afternoon run like normal, and so people can't see it both ways. But anyway, it is what it is. I can't move the car. I'm stuck here, and hopefully they enjoy it.
We are here today at the actual Harry Potter Viaduct where they cross it. And we got to see the train, but lucky enough to my mum, she couldn't see it.
Did you enjoy seeing it?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Was it? Could you hear it?
We could hear it. It even do the choo-choo. We really recommend it.
So we have now parked, now that people have left, and I've come down to see it from a distance. It's a cool viaduct. It would have been even cooler. Would have been even cooler with the train on, which I'm glad they got to see. Anyway.
If you book it early enough in the season, you'll be able to get even ride on it. But it costed a lot of money. We tried, but it was all booked out. See you later.
My bags packed, timeline on track. My winter coat stuck in the closet way back.
We stopped in at Fort William for a look around and lunch out. We went to the Black Isle bar and enjoyed some pizzas and cider in the sun.
I'm ready to fly down 65, hit the coastline in the sunshine. I'm going to find my new high, hit the coastline in the sunshine. It's only blue skies on my horizon line, so far from the hurt and the bad times. I'm feeling so alive, I'm feeling so alive. Hey, yeah. I'm ready to fly down 65.
Alrighty, we've made another stop. Just outside of Glencoe is the filming location of Hagrid's hut. And you can walk up to see the view and put yourself where the hut was when they filmed it from an external perspective. The hut is no longer there. We got a bit lost. We took the track closest to the inn, which is a clear track up, and had to kind of bush bash across, and then took the right track down and didn't realise we were on the right track down until we got down. But so if you don't do that, if you go follow the kind of gravel path along the edge of the road away from the inn towards Glencoe, and you'll see another very clear track up the hill, and then you can just go up and down that way. Yeah, it was cool. We were looking for a hut, but there is no hut, but the view is pretty spectacular. Alright, we've got another couple of stops on the way home, and that'll be us for the day. Alrighty, fun story. We didn't get much further down the road, and flat tyre. There's no spare. We're like, we heard a weird noise, and we're like, that's weird, sounds like a tyre. And we pulled over on just like a little passing place on this like little narrow road that we're on. We're like, oh, okay, alright, flat tyre. No spare tyre. The joy. The one time we broke down in Scotland. On the other side of the world. The view is nice. Exactly, the view is nice. So there's some sort of repair kit thing that Daniel and I have never seen before in our lives, that is supplied a no spare tyre or jack. So we're giving that a go, but it's run by 12 volt, and the cigarette lighter thing, 12 volt plug, there's only one of them in the car, and it wasn't working. So then we've found the fuse was blown, so now we're going, and it sounds like it's working. But a lovely, a local biker dude who's just parked up the road taking like I don't know, 20 metres and was taking a photo. He's like, you guys okay? We're like, no, everything's just not working. Well, we'll see how this goes. We've got a fair way to drive, so I don't know how magic this stuff is, but it's like the foam stuff that's meant to like seal the wall of the tyres and then it pump air in as well. It looks like it's not working. We're like, who knows if there's even any of the foam stuff in the little bottle thing. Someone else has probably used it, being a hire car. The view's nice. Oh, look at this. Another scenic place to break down. We seem to time that if you watch any of our Australia series when we're travelling around. Anyway, the bike dude here, he's got a tyre repair kit, and he's offering that as the next stage if we can't get this stuff to work after a little while. So he's going to hang around and help us, which is really nice. So 3 hours and we haven't moved.
Yeah.
We made a bucket load of phone calls, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward.
We used Skype.
Because so we have a local SIM, but it's data only in both of our phones, so you can't make calls and can't receive calls.
Which has not been a problem.
Which has not been an issue whatsoever until now.
Most people use WhatsApp.
Yeah, which is fine. However, calling businesses and things like that, tow trucks, blah, blah, blah.
So we added $5 of credit onto our Skype account, and that lets us call for like 0.036 cents a minute.
Yeah. So I think I've left you at... Where I last left you was that we were going to try the tyre repair kit from the motorbike dude. And, well, that was decided against because we found where the hole of the tyre was, the leak, and it was in the wall, and you can't use the tyre repair kit thing in the wall. So that was out. So the sludgy thing with the pump wasn't working. It was just literally leaking out still. And then the tyre repair kit couldn't be used. So the next option is basically a tow truck because there is no spare tyre to replace it. We called the hire car company. They were trying to get onto local tyre people to see if they could come out with a tyre. While we were doing similar, they were also looking into tow trucks to tow us to somewhere to get it fixed. We were looking into even just like someone to come and remove, like a local car to come and change it, like even remove it, take it back, because we're only like 6 miles from like a tyre place. So we're like, if they could come, like
a large tyre place.
Yeah, if they could come, like take the wheel and tyre off, take it back, change it, come back, put it back on, sort of thing, with a jack and stuff. That gets us out of trouble, would pay for it, blah, blah, blah. So we did all these calls to all different places, and we ended up, no one's got a tyre
that fits
the car, of course. So then it's like down the route of tow trucks because we literally cannot go anywhere. We can't drive. The main road, which we're like 100 metres from, is like a 100k limit road. Like we can't even, limp it or anything, and we've got to go for an hour and a half home. So, so then we tried to get a local tow person ourselves. We tried that while the car hire company was trying their contacts and stuff, and we just got no's constantly. No, can't help you, sorry. And so the tow truck is coming through the hire car company, who was 4 hours away from where we are, roughly is what he said. So we've literally, that's the only option we had. So we are sitting here on the side of this little road with just a freaking flat tyre waiting 4 hours for a tow truck. And
now we're going to have to have an hour and a half long tow, which is going to cost, I have no idea how much.
Yeah, so hour and a half long tow that we have to pay for. because they don't supply a spare tyre.
Yeah.
So it's kind of really frustrating. Like we just thought like it was
such a waste of resources.
Yeah, we thought first it's a waste of resources, and two, it just puts you in a situation where you don't have a choice of paying all this crazy money for something that's not unnecessary. Like there's a hole in the boot for a spare tyre.
Yeah, there's a space there for
There's
one.
a massive space for one, but it's empty. And like, I just would have thought as a hire car, it would have been like a legality or like a requirement that, you know.
No, they've got the tyre slime shit instead that
Which
does not work.
Does not work. So, yeah.
It's just like a little canister that you hook up, and then it's got a little mini compressor. And you're meant to like reinflate the tyre, and it injects the latex stuff into the tyre.
Fills the gap.
While you are pumping it up with the little mini inflator.
And it inflated and that worked and whatever. It just didn't actually seal the hole.
Well, we had to fix the fuse at first.
I went through all that, yeah. So that was all the first drama, but
it just didn't fix the hole.
It just didn't work on the hole.
Came out.
And it was leaking out pretty much just as fast as it was going in. You could see a little bit of pump going in, and then the minute you stop, it's like, so yeah. Anyway, so that's where we're at. So hopefully we're meant to be 10 to 15 minutes until the tow truck gets here. So fingers crossed, and then hopefully we'll be home by like 10:30,
11 o'clock,
maybe 11
fingers crossed
at a hopeful best.
Yeah. It's blown our plans for Edinburgh tomorrow.
There is a mechanic in where are we staying? Aberfoyle. There is a mechanic in there that we will try and jump on the phone to probably first thing like 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, whenever they open, and see if they can get us a tyre from Glasgow tomorrow, that day, and either fit it in the afternoon or fit it Saturday morning. Or what the plan is from there, we don't know. We'll have to speak to them. Oh, the other thing I was going to say as well is it's so different. Like if we were in this situation broken down in Australia in our truck, which happened
every now and again,
every so often,
we've had heaps of people stopping too.
would have had heaps of people stopping. We have had
the one
3
guy at the start.
Yeah, we've had 3 people stop in 4 hours to see if we're okay.
And there's been like one car every minute.
Been one car, and I reckon one pedestrian or like a couple of pedestrians walking every 5. That's how common people are
probably
past
like
us.
500 vehicles have passed us, I reckon.
Yeah, it's been a lot, and yeah, we've had 3 people stop. It's crazy. And the other thing is the benefit of breaking down when traveling Australia was we had our home behind us, so we just kind of like, we can chill here for the night while we sort it out tomorrow. You know, or while it arrives, we can chill. We've got everything we need. We can cook some dinner. We can have a shower. We can whatever. Because we always carried like a bit of water and a bit of food and stuff like that, so we could always survive and not really matter. But we're in a little hatchback. We did have food. We do have water, so we have been able to like snack and stuff like that. So it hasn't been as bad. But there's like that benefit that you kind of you forget about when you're traveling until you don't have that benefit anymore. Anywho, catch ya. We'll update you when we get home.
Good news, everybody! Our tow truck driver came, and he's not a tow truck, and he rocked up in a van, and we're like, how does he tow the car in a van? And we're like, oh shit, he didn't get a memo. They're just going to transport us an hour and a half to Aberfoyle, and then we'll have to deal with it in the morning tomorrow. But no, he's got a spare tyre that fits our rim in his van, and he's changing it now for us.
Literally.
So we'll be able to drive ourselves home.
He's got like the whole kit to change
The whole kit and caboodle.
on the way.
Like, if that's not a win, I don't know what is a win, mate.
The stag.
The stag coming would be the proper win, yeah. Yeah.
Anywho. And literally 8 minutes and there's the tyre back on. That is crazy. So yeah, the lovely guy said that pretty much no one carries a spare tyre here. If you're a new car, they just don't do it. apparently it's just normal. There's a hole for them, yes, still, but they just don't do it, which is pretty much why he exists. You just have to wait hours for someone to come and do it for you. Instead of just doing it yourself. But he literally jacked it up, took it off, had the machine in the back, switched out to a new tyre, back on the rim, put it back on, and away, and it's done. Like, we literally could have changed it ourselves if there was a spare. But yeah, brand new tyre, which means we don't actually have to even deal with the brand new tyre replacement tomorrow. It's all done now. Still don't think it was worth the 4 hour wait. 5 hour wait, sorry. 5 hours. He ended up coming an hour after we last chatted. A long drive home, another hour and a half, and then we can go pretty much straight to bed. Quick update. We're driving. It is now 10:15. We're going to stop at the lookout on the way home. That I had penciled in. Apparently the deer are quite common on the road here, along here, so hopefully we'll see a bunch of those. That'd be really cool.
Highlight. Not around the corner.
Yeah, hopefully not around the corner and on the road. Hopefully just like, next to it or something would be cool. And it was 140 pounds for that to happen. So that's what, 280 Australian.
That is very, very reasonable considering you drove 2.5 hours to come and do it for us.
One way, and then he did it, and only 15 minutes of his time.
2.5 hours back.
Yes, yeah, he has to drive 2.5 hours back.
I do not know how they make any money on that,
but they do, and that was including the tyre cost as well, replacement. So
yeah,
and we're back on the road with a brand new tyre.
It was right down to its wear strips anyway as well. So
yeah, exactly. It's probably why it happened.
I don't. Yeah, maybe.
Like
I don't think so. Old. Yeah.
But anyway.
31,000 miles. It's probably the factory tyres too.
Probably. Anyway, catch you later. Good morning. That's a Saturday. We did not explore yesterday because we just did not have the energy after our little tyre incident the day before. So we had a day of washing and just chill. And so we are moving as well as exploring Edinburgh today. Ari's just done a thong. Anyway, so we just had a day. So today is an exploring Edinburgh and moving day. So it's going to be a big day, but it is what it is. First stop is the Falkirk Wheel. So it is, I'm looking at the sign here. So it's basically a wheel that's been designed in a really cool way for canal boating, as far as from my understanding anyway. So we'll go and check that out. Looks pretty cool. Wowee. Maybe it's not canal boating, I don't know. Boats of some sort with wheel. I'll show you when we get there. What do you think of the wheel?
Yeah, it was very impressive.
It was cool. It was very cool.
Crazy engineering.
Yeah.
Probably one of the coolest engineering projects I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. And there was free parking, 5-minute walk. It was great.
Yeah.
Really good. So we've come to the next attraction, which is the Falkirk Kelpies, which is the largest equine sculptures in the world. So
they're very impressive.
They are very impressive. I'll turn you around and show you in a second.
Again, logistics of it. There's a paid park that is closer. That is £4 for cars, which seems pretty excessive to me for a 10-minute stop. And there is a free car park about another 8-minute walk down the road.
So we went past the free one because on the sign it's got parking here, 75 spaces, parking up for buses, parking up for motorhomes, and parking another 175 on another spot a bit further along on the sign. I was like, let's go to the closer one, see if we can get a park there first. If not, we'll come back to this one. And then as we got past that, there was a turning circle. Got past that, then there's a sign for paid parking from this point on. And we're like, let's turn around. So we turned and went back to the free one, and we're walking. Anyway, I'll flip you around.
Has anyone told you you're a beautiful flower just waiting to bloom? If you hop in the car and leave the doubt on the curb, we'll find a beautiful view. There ain't no monsters left in the dark, ain't no excuses left in the room. If this is where the future can start, then I'm glad I'm here next to you. If you move with your soul and you forget what you're told, then you can win the world. If you dance in the rain and
Just a little bit of a recap, because I couldn't actually ever do pieces to camera because it was so windy, so busy, so noisy with music and people and things going on, traffic, sirens. But it was such a cool vibe. We are here right like in August, and the Fringe Festival is on, and it's chaos. But it also means some street closures, so you can kind of walk freely. But it's definitely got a good vibe and all of that. But the place is so busy. So I think it'd be nice to come back when there isn't a festival on and see what it's like then. Like obviously Capital is still going to be busy and whatever in a city is still going to be busy, but I think it's chaos. But yeah, still had a good vibe. So we just parked. We did have a parking station planned out to pay, like go there and pay, but we found a street park like kind of not far from the castle for the same sort of price. So we just decided to do that instead, park on the street, and we walked around and we did a big loop. So we walked into the city, we found Victoria Street, we then went down Royal Mile, stopped, had lunch at a burger place, walked up to Polton Hill, and then back down and along through Princess Gardens, and then along underneath the castle. So yeah, back to the car. We got a really good vibe. Got to see the old city, got to see views, got to see the castle from the outside. We didn't do the castle because it's booked out heaps in advance. We had no idea what day we were going to actually be here and all that sort of stuff. But I think we'll definitely be back to Edinburgh at some point. Yeah, that's the end of Scotland. We're heading back to England now. A few hours drive. Wasn't the plan, but you know, things happen. So yeah, and Scotland has definitely given us some really amazing things, and I think we'll be back because there's so much more to explore here. We've only had a week, we barely touched the surface, and we really felt like we actually it was kind of our place. There was nature, there was free camping, there was cities, there was tiny villages, there was, you know, lakes, yeah, forests. So it's definitely on our come back to list. I'll catch you back in England.
Coming up next episode, we dive into the beauty of England's Lake District. We'll explore the charming town of Ambleside with so many gems, including its famous apple pie. We hike to a scenic tarn, visit a breathtaking waterfall and a fascinating cave. Plus, we stroll through many gorgeous forests. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Leave us a like on this week's video and let us know in the comments what was your favourite of our stops in this episode. We'll see you soon.